Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be doing a 3 looks 1 palette. Today's palette is the Colourpop It's a Mood palette. There's just so much variety, and I included this in my top 5 eyeshadow palettes for fall. If you want to check out that video, I'll link it in the cards up above. And I think I actually got a request for a 3 looks 1 palette on that video, and I've been running low on YouTube ideas, so I figured why not. So this is actually the 3rd look that I did. And yeah, it's a pretty fall time smoky eye. So yeah, I think that is it for my intro. I don't want to make things too long, so if you want to see the other 2 looks I came up with, then just keep watching. Okay, my friends, so let's get started. I'm sorry about the lighting today. I left my tripod for my lighting at my wedding venue from last weekend. So I'm literally propping it up against the wall, but it's a little lower than I would normally have it. The lighting looks okay in the viewfinder right now, but if it is a little wonky, that's why. I'm gonna go pick it up today, but I was literally, I was going to set up my lighting for this video, and then I realized. So I've located it, all is good. I just need to go pick it up, but we're just gonna deal with it for the meantime. So I'm going to prep my lids using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm gonna blend it out with this little microfiber sponge. I'm late to the party with this. This isn't by Juno & Co, but this is like the Juno & Co sponge. It's like a little dupe. It's not great. It's not anything special. I was very disappointed. Okay, so for my crease, I'm gonna use this like cool toned purple called Night Call. I feel like this is just such a Halloween shade. Oh, I just dipped my finger in a gold color. I just love that shade for fall. I really like purples for fall. I feel like it's kind of, you know, unconventional. It's not like the warm tone browns everyone goes for, but I kind of like it. And I'm just going to apply this to my crease area. I'm kind of stamping it because I haven't set my lid yet. So I'm just stamping where I want the color to go. And then I'm going to use this Fenty Beauty brush, and I'm going to take the Urban Decay The Fix Pressed Powder, and I'm just going to use this to set my brow bone. I'm gonna leave my lid still tacky, and I'm just gonna kind of use whatever's remaining on the brush to kind of buff it out. I really like this purple because it's almost like grayish, so it kind of gives like almost like a sunken in kind of look. Then I'm going to take this like purple color with a teal shift. It's like a duochrome super shock shadow kind of shade, so I'm gonna use that with my finger, and I'm gonna put that all over my lid. It's called Thunder, in case you were wondering. And that's why I didn't set my lid, because I kind of wanted it to still be tacky to really grab onto this shade. And I like using my finger because it is less precise, and I can kind of, you know, pat onto the crease as well, so it's a lot softer and more of like a gradient. Then I'm going to take this tiny little detail like liner brush, and I'm going to use this really dark purple called Had to Be, and I'm just going to take it along the lash line. I'm not trying to be super precise with this. I want it to be a little bit smudgy. And then I'm also going to wing it out. And I am going to go over it a couple times just to really add that depth. And I'm also going to go in with a liquid liner, just super close to the lash line because I want that area to be the darkest. And then before it dries, I am going to just grab some more of that shade and kind of blend it out. And I am having a bit of a hard time building it up to the intensity that I want, so I'm actually going to dampen the brush, and then it really allows you to build up that intensity. As you can see, that's like one swipe of using the shadow damp. The only time I would recommend using a shadow damp is if you are looking to make precise lines, such as a liner. Like if you're trying to blend something out, I would not recommend it, just because it makes blending pretty difficult. Okay, so I'm really happy with that level of intensity, and now I'm just going to clean it up with some micellar water and a little cotton round. These are my favorite cotton rounds. They're organic. I don't really care about that, but I get them on Amazon, and they're way more affordable than getting them like in the drugstore or something, at least in Canada. And I go through these so much because I use them a lot in my kit as well, so it just makes sense because they come in a pack of like 6 little, they're not tubes, but you know what I mean, 6 little packages of them. And then I'm just cleaning up and really sharpening that winged edge. Okay, so for mascara, I'm just going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. I'm not usually one for high-end mascaras, so this is like a little sample size, but girl, this mascara freaking rocks. If you like rubberized wands, I would definitely recommend trying to get a sample, because this freaking rocks, man. It's so good. Would I buy the full size? Honestly, maybe. If I was feeling bougie. The amount of volume this gives my lashes is insane. And then for lashes, I'm gonna go with a little bit of a half lash. That's just been my jam lately. I got these little half lashes off Amazon and I've just been really into them. I don't wanna be like the Amazon spokesperson. Not that Jeff Bezos needs it, but there's just some really good, reasonably priced options. Whereas there's not a ton of that in the drugstore, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to pop these onto the outer corner. I like these half lashes in particular because they add a lot more volume than they do length. And I think it's just like a really natural cat eye look. Like it just gets thicker towards the outer corner. I don't know, I really like these. So I'm just gonna pop off camera, do my other eye and my base and concealer and everything. And then we can finish off the lower lash line and then that'll be the look. Okay, so I've completed my face and now all I have left to do is my lower lash line. And to do that, I'm gonna take the deepest shade Had to Be on a little angle brush. And I'm just going to line pretty close to my lash line. I want to add some definition, but I don't want it to be like super dark down there. And then I'm going to take that lighter purple shade Night Call and I'm just going to smudge it out. And then for my waterline, I'm going to use Colourpop's Honeydew Cream Gel Liner. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of mascara. Okay, my friends, and this is the completed look. I can't be bothered to do my hair today. I really can't. I think this one turned out really pretty. I feel very full-time. I kind of feel like a member of the Addams family. A little bit. I just want to give you a breakdown of what I used on the rest of my face for those that are curious. I used the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation in the shade LG3 and the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Snow. Mix those two together. For bronzer, I used the Fenty Cream Bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. For blush, I used this Quo Beauty liquid blush in the shade Angelic. For highlighter, I used this Little Mini Becca Moonstone. And for lips, I used Colourpop Oh Snap Lippy Pencil and Oh Snap Lippy Sticks. This is like my favorite combo right now. And yeah, I'm just gonna put my hair up in like a low bun. Look at this. I need a haircut so badly. So yeah, this is the completed first look. I feel really pretty and I like how it turned out. Okay, so I'm gonna start off this look by priming with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. Just going to apply that to my lid and I'm gonna blend it out. Then I'm gonna take this little powder puff and my Laura Mercier translucent powder and just set the lid. Then going into my It's a Mood palette, I'm gonna start with this shade here called Everywhere. And I'm gonna use it on like a big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe Y15. I don't think they sell these anymore, but. And I'm just gonna use this shade in my crease. Kind of blend it upwards a little bit. I want to keep the majority of the product concentrated on the outer portion of my eye. And I'm also going to take this kind of far out because I'm going to do winged liner today. Surprise, surprise. I literally always do winged liner. And I'm using that same shade just on the same brush and taking it kind of on the outer portion of my lid, starting from just past center point of my lid. Then I'm going to take this shade here called It's a Rush, and it's kind of like a rusty brown and it's a little bit deeper, and I'm gonna take this on a Colourpop E21 and I'm just going to deepen up my inner corner or outer corner with this, and then I'm just gonna use that same brush that I applied the first shade with, and I'm just kind of buffing where I placed that deeper shade. I'm then going in with this really pretty burgundy called Fascination. So pretty, I love this color. And I'm using it on a little pencil brush. This is a Sigma pencil brush. The writing's rubbed off on this brush, so I have no idea what it's actually called, but you probably have something similar still, even though this brush is like 10 years old. And I'm just placing this in the very outer corner and I'm being pretty precise about it. Then I'm just taking a Sigma, I believe this is an E36, it's like a really tiny crease brush. And I'm just using this to kind of soften that edge. I'm just using such a small crease brush so that I don't take the burgundy shade and kind of like smudge it everywhere, you know. I want to keep it really precise to the outer corner. And then I'm taking just like a little flat concealer brush and I'm going to go into this really light shimmery gold, this one up here called Love Song. I love this color. It's a really nice bridal color too. And I'm just going to dampen this shade and apply it to the lid. I love this color. It's like a mix between a gold and a champagne. It's really quite a beautiful shade. It's pretty unique too. I don't have a ton like it. Then I'm just gonna take my KVD tattoo liner And I'm just lining my eye. I'll probably do a wing. Then I'm just cleaning up my wing, kind of sharpening this edge. I'm realizing how 2017 this look is. It's very 2015, 2016 peak of YouTube kind of look. That's okay. Then I'm just taking some of that Catrice concealer and I'm just cleaning up my wing. I think I used this in my last video, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk push-up lashes. I'm obsessed with this right now. I'm going to the mall with my sister today, that's why I'm getting ready. So I took this opportunity to film it. And maybe I'll pick one up today. I'm really not like one for high-end mascaras. Actually no, because I get a Charlotte Tilbury discount. I keep forgetting. I get a 40% off pro discount. Who am I? Because I'm like an actual working makeup artist as well. So it actually wouldn't make sense for me to buy it at Sephora today because Sephora's point system is trash. You get like nothing for 2,000 reward points. It's insane. So then for lashes, I'm going to use these Amazon half cat eye lashes. I've been loving these. I've been getting so much use out of them. I bought them for my kit and I've actually been using all of them on myself. Just like that, and while these dry, I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face so I can come back and do my lower lash line with you. Okay, so my base is now done, so I'm going to take this deep wine shade again on just a tiny angled brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my lower lash line, and I'm just gonna blend it out with that lightest shade we used called Everywhere. For my base, I used the Too Faced Born This Way, the original, in the shade Snow. And I used the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. Still not sure if I like it, honestly. And in that concealer, I used the shade Meringue 2.1N. For my waterline, I'm going to use the Colourpop The Last Airbender Gel Liner in the shade Blown Away. Oh no! I just broke it. Shit. Okay, let's see if I can still use it. This concealer's already breaking up in my under eye creases. Everyone says this concealer is so good. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, it just settles in all of my fine lines so quickly. And then I just followed up with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lashes mascara thing. Okay, and this is the completed look. I really like how it turned out. For blush, I used the Makeup by Mario blush in the shade Mellow Mauve. For bronzer, I used the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Light. For highlight, I used the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance highlighter in the shade Highlight 01. And for my lips, I don't think this shade's available anymore, but this is a Colourpop Luxe Velvet Lip in the shade Penny Pincher. They have so many colors in this formula that are exactly like this though, so I feel good in this makeup. And yeah, now I'm going to go to the mall with my sister-in-law, so I'll see y'all in the next look. Okay, so I already tried a look and it was absolutely atrocious. It was so ugly. So I'm starting again with a fresh idea, and I'm going to start off with the same concealer I did yesterday, which was the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. I'm really hoping that since I took off my previous look, my eye doesn't start watering. My outer corners water really easily, so let's hope that doesn't happen today. And I'm gonna start out with this cool toned light brown called You and I, and I'm just putting this in the crease. Then I'm gonna set my brow bone using my Urban Decay The Fix Setting Powder. Then I'm just taking whatever's remaining on the brush and kind of softening this line a little bit. I actually really like that shade of brown. Then I'm gonna go in with one of my most used shades, this really deep brown color called Our Deal. And using a pencil brush, I'm just gonna define the outer corner. Then I'm just taking the larger brush that I used for the shade You and I, and I'm just kind of trying to soften that edge now too. Then I'm gonna go into this bronzy olivey color. It's called Wanna Go. And I'm just gonna apply this to the lid. I love that color. It's so interesting. Then I'm gonna go back in with that color You and I and just kind of run it where I applied the shimmer shade, just to kind of like buff things out. I'm actually kind of obsessed with this. Now I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. Then I'm just taking a little bit of KVD tattoo liner. I'm not winging it this time. Who am I? Then for mascara, I'm using the Ilia Limitless Lash. Then I'm going to use these lashes that I found in my kit. I actually have no idea what they are, which is really unhelpful, but I've been liking them. They kind of look like Kiss Little Black Dress, maybe. These are so pretty. I love them. Okay, like all the other looks, I'm just gonna pop off camera so I can do my other eye and my foundation and concealer. And then I'll pop back on and we can finish up the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm actually quite a dingleberry and I continued to work on my eyes without filming it. I just took the darkest shade, Our Deal, and the You and I color, and I kind of just smudged it on my lower lash line and then I connected it. Now I'm just gonna use this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Hot Chocolate to line my waterline. I really like this eyeliner. I kind of wanted to opt for brown because I feel like this looks really dark as it is. Brown's just a hair lighter than black, you know? Then going back in with my Ilia mascara. Then lastly, I'm gonna take the lightest shade in the palette called Love Song, just like a really light gold. And I'm going to add some brightness back into this look, hopefully. And just apply that to the inner corner. I'm applying a generous amount. And then I'll just apply a little bit under the brow bone as well, because why not? There, and that's it for the eyes. Okay, and this is the completed look. It's really smoky for my typical liking, but I do think it's pretty. I wanted to go for something that I don't normally go for, so this is definitely that. For bronzer, I used the Juvia's Place in the shade Light, but I thought it was too orange today. So then I went over it with the Fenty Beauty Into Sun Stalker Bronzer. For blush, I used the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Berry Amore. For highlight, I used the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Highlight 01. For lips, I really like this lip combo. This is the Buxom Power Line Plumping Lip Liner in the shade Hush Hush Henna, and then I used the Fenty lipstick in the shade Mother Lover. Looks like that. Very pretty nudie peach. Pink kinda. And yeah, that is it for my 3 looks 1 palette video. This is the first time I've ever done this, I think. Let me know in the comments down below what look is your favorite, number 1, 2, or 3. I don't know which is my favorite. Probably number 1, maybe. And I think that is it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps out my channel so very much by you watching, so thank you. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!